Greetings, and thank you so much for your interest in worship, how to use your work to worship God. This is a series of chapter previews capturing some of the key ideas of each chapter. Today we're going to look at chapter 5, which is talking about righteous working. In considering this subject, I was actually really inspired by Amy Sherman's book, Kingdom Calling. And she in turn was inspired by a sermon she heard from Tim Keller, in which he referred to the Tzaddikim. The Tzaddikim are the righteous ones of God. It's a description of God's people and what God expects of his people living on earth. He expects them to be about the business of bringing shalom, which is a word loosely translated at peace, but means so much more. It actually means putting everything right. Amy in her book talks about 3 different dimensions of what it means to be the Tzaddikim, the righteous ones of God. There's the upward dimension, which is a Godward orientation. This means we see God as the person that we work for. We see him as our primary audience while we're at work, and we see ourselves as going about God's work. And then there's the inward view. And this is when we see work as about personal holiness. Work is the place where we can actually grow the fruit of the Spirit, where we can build healthy relationships. And then there's the outward dimension, where we see work as a place of social justice, where we can actually go about making conditions better for people. Or perhaps it's about stopping some corrupt practices that we know about. It's about trying to bring about things that are right, either through the work we do or actually in the workplace itself. If we focus on these dimensions of righteousness, there are some really positive impacts that can happen. First of all, we'll grow in our relationship with God because we know that what we're doing is about God's work. Secondly, churches will actually be much more fruitful and flourishing because they're full of people who are aware of the need to be equipped to be the righteous ones of God. And churches will become more relevant in what they teach and how they actually express themselves. And thirdly, workplaces become better because the righteous ones of God are there actually making a difference and helping work to be a better place for everyone. I wonder if you've ever thought about these sort of things for you. Do you see yourself as God's righteous person at work? How can you actually bring shalom, bring about an aspect of the kingdom that makes things feel right in your workplace?